All right, so
Uh,
let's get started. So let's start at the high level here, and this is going to get really nerdy between you two, and I'm going to try to ground it as best as possible for us, kind of not so technical people. But tell me, what is code signing, and what is it used for?
sure. So code signing itself is really the process of taking a piece of code, whether that's, let's say, either like a Windows executable, or it could be firmware that's running an IoT device, or any piece of code, and applying a cryptographic signature to it. So essentially, what you're doing is you're taking a asymmetric key, and you're taking a hash or a fingerprint of the code, and you're signing that fingerprint and saying, by doing that, you're attesting that yes, I am the holder of this key, and I say that this code is from me. Is essentially what you're doing. Now, it's tied to a public key infrastructure behind it so that you know when you get that software, if somebody signed it and it says, hey, this is EnTrust signing this, you know who EnTrust is and you know to trust them, right? So I won't go into the whole, what is a PKI, because we only have, a couple of hours. But yeah, the idea behind it really is having trust behind the code that you are developing. And we're seeing code signing being used a lot more than we'd seen in the past for a couple of reasons. Number one is a lot of enterprises now are not allowing their company-owned laptops or servers to run code that isn't signed. For obvious reasons, hackers, may not want to give you a signed piece of code because they don't have the right certificate to sign it with. So that's a great way to kind of block and filter out malware, is requiring code to be signed to run it in your environment. And of course, once companies start doing that, all of the software vendors that are supplying them with software also have to have signed their code. So we had a number of customers we work with that initially hadn't provided signed updates. Their updates were available on their tech support site, for example, right? So yeah, we're pretty sure that if we go to your tech support site and get it, it's from you. But now their laptop doesn't care. It's not going to run it. It's not going to run the update unless you have that signature attached to the code. So that's really kind of what it's used for, as well as really making sure that whatever it is you're running is genuine.